But you can't commit to that ideal without like following through on it. Like you can't say I'm gonna do a weekly fucking article and then do 2 weeks and never fucking write on it again.
Like
weed is a terrible drug.
You shouldn't do.
I don't think it's the weed's fault. I think it's he was just, I don't know, lack conviction in the ideal.
And that's the thing. Like I've said, I mean, throughout my whole entire life, I've done stuff like that. I'm gonna start hiking once a week, every week, and then you do it because for the longest time, for like a whole month or so, when I went to Stray Mountain, I'd get off of school, I'd go hiking, and it's awesome. And then
I thought you were gonna say you got off on Stray Mountain. I was like, is there a name for that? Like, do you fuck a hole or do you just masturbate onto it?
It's called mountain climbing.
It's a different type of.
If Joe ever says he went mountain climbing, that's
like,
what he did.
Like decaphilia is where you have sex with plants, but it's really just like you're aroused by plants.
Real thing?
Yeah.
There's a
decaphilia
for everything.
Decaphilia.
Why is it called decaphilia though?
Oh.
To me, if you said decaphilia, I'd be like fear of cards, and like that'd be the first thing. Like
a deck of cards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you're sexually aroused by plants, you're a decaphile.
Shouldn't that make you a plantive? I don't know. I can't think of it, but it should have plants.
Shrubbophile.
He's like a floraphile.
A florafucker.
Florafucker.
Florafuck is the slingy.
Is the what?
The sling word for it.
Oh,
slang word?
Sling word?
Sling word.
I was like, what?
My brain's all fried and dumb.
Apparently it is.
Yeah, it's such a shocker. Weird.
So,
yep. What? Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. So like,
You have some science for us?
I got science.
All
No, hold on. Tell me what was cracked. You never finished explaining to me what crack was.
Oh no,
you just said they do lists.
It's a humor website. They do
funny articles.
They do funny articles.
Like the Onion.
No, not like the Onion. No,
Well,
Onion
I mean,
is
the
fake
not satirical
articles.
fake stuff.
Yeah, it's not fake stuff. It's real stuff they find humor in.
Oh, okay.
Like we've talked about them before. Like we've talked about some of their lists before. Like 10 movies that never got released.
Oh, that's where you guys got them from.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they do lists. Some of them, I mean, Cody says they're all funny. They're not really all funny.
They're supposed to all be funny.
Some of them do get kind of political and stuff. They're funny to read through. And then they do what they call photoplasty, which is photos where whatever the subject is, they either give you facts about it or change, or like what would happen if two movies came together, and then people would Photoshop movies together and call them something different. But they have video podcasts as well, and one of them that I love watching is After Hours, because it's literally like
That's the one with the titties.
No, that's Chive. Chive is the one with the titties.
If you call it After Hour, I expect boobs.
No, it's completely scripted, but it feels like it's four friends who get together at a diner and sit there and talk about something. And that's what it is. But it's absolutely hilarious just because the feeling behind it is it's very natural. So that's why I like it. I really like it.
Almost like it comes naturally.
Almost like it comes naturally.
Joseph.
You're talking about science stuff.
Got some science?
Yeah, so I got a couple.
Are we going to the moon?
What
about Mars? We're gonna make it.
We've been to the moon.
Both of those are still up in contention, because actually, from what I had read under the new Trump administration, he actually wants us to aim more for the moon than for Mars. Which,
why?
Well,
there's no oil on the moon, you dummies.
Yeah, because there's oil on Mars. But
the idea is
Val Kilmer's there.
It's going to be cheaper.
Maybe
Val Kilmer's on the Mars. He's on Mars. Okay, gotcha.
The red planet.
If you had to say Val Kilmer or Matt Damon.
I thought you were going to say Gary
Matt Damon's no longer on Mars, though. He got back.
I thought you were
I'm saying,
Gary
like,
Sinise.
if you had to
Spoiler, Val Kilmer did not
save him.
Isn't Gary Sinise on Mars
Gary
too?
Sinise is there too.
Definitely Val Kilmer over Gary Sinise.
But floating around is a frozen Tim Robbins.
Well, he's dead. Nobody
Fuck
cares.
that guy.
He's just floating around though.
That's true.
Even if he was alive on Mars, I'd still leave him.
Wow, not a big fan of Tim Robbins, huh?
No, I don't dislike the guy.
Apparently you do. You want to leave his ass on Mars.
Well,
Right.
I'm just saying, if I had to choose between those three, I'm not gonna
Like
pick
we
Tim
sent a
Robbins.
shuttle to you, but it can only lift off with one person
Ah.
inside.
There's 3 of them there.
There's 3 of
That's
them
the
there.
ultimate mindfuck.
Oh,
You
do you have to
had
fight to
Val
the death,
Kilmer,
or do they have
Matt
to
Damon, and Gary Sinise.
Oh, Matt Damon for sure.
I'm saying Matt Damon.
Yeah, Matt
Yeah,
Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gary
he's-
Sinise? No, we don't need that.
Yeah.
They already made Forrest Gump. It's fine.
And
true.
I mean,
And Val
how many
Kilmer's,
times
you
you
know.
gonna try your luck at space? I mean, y'all.
He made it back in at least one of them, right?
I'm trying to remember.
Well, he never went out in Apollo 13.
Oh, I know he was on.
Yeah.
He had the measles,
But
or he didn't have the measles.
He didn't end up having it. No.
So-
Didn't he make it off the planet in Mission to Mars? Was it Mission to Mars? No, it wasn't Mission to Mars.
Red Planet.
Red Planet. Because they find the alien face turns out to be a ship. Didn't he hop on the ship and go for a joyride?
It's been a long time since I watched.
It's been a long time since I've watched that movie as well.
because it's not good.
Yeah, not good at all.
Sorry, Mike.
I'm not a big fan of space movies anyway. Except Star Wars, Star Trek.
Watch The Expanse. I'm gonna start telling people that.
I tried to tell you that.
Watch The Expanse. It's a sci-fi TV show.
Are you telling me to watch it, or are you
Yes,
telling
I'm
Cody
telling
watch
you
it?
to watch it.
Specify what sci-fi TV show it is, though.
It's a sci-fi TV
There you
show.
go. On sci-fi.
It's a show on sci-fi based on the books that Cody and I have been reading. It's absolutely fantastic, and the production behind it is just phenomenal. Like, did you ever see Battlestar Galactica?
Way fucking better.
Like, just the visuals. Like, even
Yeah.
if you've just seen the trailers for it, the visuals way better in The Expanse. Like, I don't know how they got the budget to do this shit that they're doing.
Selling organs on the black market.
Selling
Selling-
somebody's organs on the
Selling
black
half
market.
babies.
Well, that's only
You get twice as much money.
It's weird how that works.
No one can handle a whole baby. So if you sell half of a baby,
Well, like technically speaking, billions of people have handled whole babies.
have they though? Have
Yeah.
they?
That's how we got here.
You ask a parent right now,
there we go.
would it be easier to handle half a baby than it is a whole baby?
Well, it's harder.
Guarantee
but it's
you.
more rewarding.
I'm pretty sure it'd be easier because I'm not gonna vomit.
You don't have to feed half a baby. You barely have to clothe half a baby. People don't look at you poorly if you leave it in the car in a hot day.
I'm pretty sure they
if
do.
you walked around with half a baby, everyone's
Everyone's
gonna
gonna
look
look at
poorly.
you.
at
If you wrap it properly, they may not notice right away.
Cody, no, it's not how this works.
No,
No half babies.
no.
Well, I think you guys are just not looking at it the right way. You're worried about other people think of you, and you shouldn't be.
Well, no.
I'm
in
worried
that case,
about
I'm
not
sure
being a
you should
fucking
be.
psychomaniac.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm just saying.
you are just saying.
Joe, science moment. Let's do this.
Science moment.
Trump wants to go to the moon.
That
wants to
wasn't
build a
actually
wall.
the science moment.
Oh.
I
That
want
was
you
just
to
an
do. I want you
explanation.
now to sing "Take Me to the Moon" as Donald Trump. Can you do it?
No.
Okay. Fucking impressionist bullshit. Oh, look at this guy.
Yeah,
over here, can't
because
do
I'm
it.
well known for my impressions.
Well, I just wanted to see how many lines it takes to turn into Christopher
Walken?
Walken singing "Take Me to the Moon."
Speaking of
awful.
Christopher Walken, before Joe goes into the science moment,
It's Walken Wednesdays.
it is Walken Wednesday.
Revival Collective. Shout out to
But I
Siege.
watched Balls of Fury yesterday. It's been a long time since I watched it.
Ping pong.
Ping pong, or as they say in China, ping pong. But the end when they sing the song and he sings like Walken sings the parts, and it makes me laugh because like he sounds just like Walken does.
Mm-hmm.
Like because Dan Fogler's singing the song, and then like they go to like Christopher Walken's and he just sounds like Christopher Walken, and it makes me laugh. So it's good.
Nice.
Science moment.
So science moment this week. It's a little bit late just because I was sick last week.
Boo!
Right.
Don't worry, we didn't miss you.
But it looks like they have found out why the ESA, the European Space Agency, sent a probe to Mars. Basically, was to test out new landing mechanics, and it didn't quite go so well. They lost contact with it partially through the descent into the atmosphere, and they posted pictures of the crash site, which are actually pretty awesome. It's essentially a crater on the ground with the giant black marks coming out of it. So what they figure is that the parachute deployed prematurely, and it didn't fire its thrusters long enough to pull off the soft landing. And so it just went in, and boom.
That sounds like a sex joke. Premature parachuting.
Well, if you want to go that
When
far,
in
I'm
soft.
pretty
Soft
sure,
landing.
I'm pretty sure when it hit, it had full penetration.
Yes. Mike's 4 favorite things:
Right?
premature, soft,
Full penetration.
total penetration, and boom.
Boom.
Because that's what Mike does at the end.
Yep.
Boom.
Boom.
That's how Jen knows it's coming, or already did.
Already did.
Way.
It already came.
Yep.
Yeah.
She knows she can leave now.
She's like, oh, we're fucking done.
Finally.
Worst 15 minutes of my week.
15 minutes.
Well, you know what?
I mean, yeah, 15
Well,
minutes.
waiting for you to undress.
Oh, you're including the 4-4
Yep.
So yeah, that's pretty much that. They also go into a description of why there's like giant burn marks all over the place. They're theorizing that some of the propellant exploded after impact.
Oh, it didn't burn through it all in the atmosphere, or burning up the atmosphere.
In the
actually-
atmosphere, it didn't like burn up all the way, and it exploded on impact.
And because there's a wee bit of oxygen on Mars,
well, I mean,
it
would've been
ignites still, right?
It
Or a chemical enough.
It would,
it's not oxygen.
so much.
but-
It's not so much like interacting with the atmosphere on Mars, because depending on what type of propellant that they use, they most likely use something that was mixed.
flammable on its own.
Yeah, it was already had the fuel and the oxidizer to go along with it. So it either way, it exploded on impact.
Didn't do well, basically.
Did not do well, but even as one ESA official said, they still learned some stuff. So even in failure, you can still learn things.
You're putting 1 foot forward.
That's why it's important to try.
Exactly.
Kids.
Because if you don't try, you don't know.
Yeah.
There's no try. There's only do.
There's only do.
And they did not do it well, but they did do it.
But they did do it.
They did more than most people. They got an object from our planet to poorly land on another planet.
Yeah.
That's better than most. Elon Musk.
Oh.
It's a South Park thing. Did you have you kept on South Park?
Yeah, I actually have.
When they went to
Oh.
SpaceX, I
Yeah.
fucking died laughing.
She's
'Cause-
staring at the board that's just like
Just nonsense. And then
nonsense
she
to her.
But my favorite part is like they get there thinking they're gonna go on a mission to Mars,
Mm-hmm.
and it's literally just a tour of SpaceX. Which, by the way, if that's real, we need to take a trip.
SpaceX, yeah, it's real.
Can I take a tour?
I think you can actually.
What?
I know somebody who's been there.
Yeah, but like you have to be like somebody, or can you just be like?
I mean, it's something that you'd have to look into, but
I mean,
But-
even if I have to take a tour with Cher,
Let me check my Google machine.
with shirt, right?
this
Right.
stuff's so funny. She's all crunched over the fucking troll leg.
Trying to like explain everything to you.
But no, like that made me laugh so much because there's like no, we're like at least a decade away from going.
Mm.
Like we haven't solved the propulsion problems yet. I was like, oh, fantastic.
But then at the end, she's like using emoji analysis because everything suddenly became emojis to her.
Yeah,
That
it's
equation should go over there, and it solved everything.
And they're like, oh my god,
oh my
that's
god,
right.
it solved everything. That was absolutely South Park just gets more and more funny, and
Season ends tonight.
it does.
Season finale is tonight.
That's sad.
Yeah,
Anyway,
It's in
so-
Hawthorne. Where's Hawthorne at?
California.
Just right next to Colorado. That's how they were able to walk from South Park right to SpaceX.
Right?
Don't mind those 2 states that are in the way.
Nah.
Some dude that works at SpaceX said genuinely you have to know an employee, contractor, or intern there to set up and give you the tour. There is nowhere that is open to the general public without being escorted by a SpaceX employee. You need to be a U.S. citizen, bring identification with you. If you do get a tour, you will only be shown the main aisles, but it's still really cool and an unforgettable experience. Be sure to try the food at the lunch pad and grab some free coffee or froyo ! Yeah, because
I have almost everything on that list.
except knowing an employee,
Yes.
intern, or contractor.
Technically, I knew a contractor,
New. See, new does not
Put a-
work. No.
which was funny because the guy
Craigslist ad out.
that I know It's a friend of my dad's. He owns a shop
Here in town.
He actually, I don't think he owns it anymore. He used to own
Probably
the shop
sold
here
that
in
shit
town.
for a bunch of money.
No, because he didn't do work directly for SpaceX.
Ah,
What it was, and I'm still not entirely clear on how he got to know them, is the VP of SpaceX. I forgot her first name, but her last name is Shotwell.
Stephanie, right?
Stephanie Shotwell?
I think so.
No, I don't think that's it.
Isn't there Stephanie that works at? It doesn't matter.
Anyway, so Miss Shotwell, VP of SpaceX, and
If you're listening, we'd like a tour.
right, and the head of the manufacturer department, which I can't remember his name. Cool guy. I didn't really meet him, but I emailed him a little bit back and forth. They wanted replicas of Star Wars lightsabers.
Oh, that's right. You told me about that.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of if it was Luke's lightsaber or whatnot. I can't remember, but yeah. So that's what he did. He actually manufactured replicas of these these lightsabers for them, and went there and presented it to him. He said that the facility is absolutely just amazing to walk through, and those people are fucking nerdy because as soon as they got the lightsabers, the VP of SpaceX and the head of the manufacturing started battling each other.
I would too.
Mm-hmm.
You give me a replica fucking lightsaber, I'm gonna duel somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna Darth Maul the fuck out of somebody.
Oh,
Not the middle legs thing,
You
just
gonna-
chop them in half.
just chop them in half.
You gonna get cut in half?
No, I'm gonna Darth Maul somebody.
Oh,
I'm not gonna Obi-Wan myself.
But it wasn't even real. That's how serious I am.
Yep.
Just willed it to be real.
Yep.
you guys ever
I'll hack
explain
away.
to me what happened to Obi-Wan? Why he just disappeared?
What do you mean? Why he disappeared?
Why his body didn't just
became-
fall limp?
Yeah.
Well, he became one with the Force.
Yeah.
Is the simplification of it? Yes.
So when you're a super dope Jedi, you can just do that when you're ready,
Yeah. He
or do you have to be in the proper conditions to do so?
so technically
it was a
Qui-Gon
technique-
Jinn was doing the same thing, but
Yeah.
he hadn't been fully trained. So he pushed himself, like he became a Force ghost, which is one of the things you can do, but you have to train in it. Obi-Wan was so well versed in it that he just just boop. So he essentially killed himself. By the way,
Yes.
if you didn't know this, he essentially committed suicide.
Mhm.
Not a
and then
Jedi sin, then, huh?
Apparently
Well,
not, because
It's not.
Yoda did it too.
It is suicide because
Well,
yes,
Yoda felt like he just more like took a nap and went away because he was so old.
Yeah, for sure.
But they make
Like
mention
he
of it, like there was training
involuntarily
that
did
he needed to do while he was in. That Obi-Wan needed to do while he was being a hermit. So he
In
actually
exile.
had contact with Qui-Gon Jinn, who had become a Force ghost at that point.
Yep.
While he was in.
You think we'll see Obi-Wan in the new movie?
No.
Because Obi-Wan he's on Tatooine, and you don't meet him until he's out of the fold until Luke brings him back in, and then even then he's not even in it for that much
What if
longer.
he's like just
Well, you saw my text from earlier, right?
yeah? But what if he's just like knowing all this shit's going on and he's like, oh, I gotta be at this place real quick, save Luke from some sand
He
people.
technically has a radio.
Well, and from that perspective, yes. He could absolutely sit there and
What if
be
he?
like, be
What
like
if,
completely?
Wouldn't it be weird if Rogue One had a narrator and at the end of the narration, it's Obi-Wan walking out to save Luke? I'm gonna write a Star Wars movie. I probably shouldn't.
No, because you missed part of the beginning of A New Hope.
Yeah.
It ends like The Hobbit, though.
Giant
I mean,
Eagles.
it doesn't.
No, he's
Oh.
he's writing.
Oh, I mean, it's it.
From Mike's point of view, he's writing the book. You know, There and Back Again, a Jedi story.
And then he closes the book and it pans out and he's in a snow globe.
Wow, on the
Fucking-
kids' end table in the fucking
He's
children's
the
hospital.
imagination of an autistic kid yeah.
Whoa.
That's how it ended.
Yeah, that's how General Hospital ended.
I know. We've talked about it.
Boom.
Then it pulls out even further, and it
Pulls
turns
out.
out that
Are we ever
it was
gonna get
actually
with all the new Star Wars movie? You ever think we'll get
in between.
yeah?
There's a comic book for it.
I don't want to read.
Philip Stockings
watch.
sent it to me. It's all about him on Tatooine.
How's Phil doing?
Good.
That's good.
I was talking to him yesterday about the
I don't know him.
The free 80-page anthology book that comes out next week about Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
What about that?
So next week on Wednesday, leading up to a Rogue One, there's a free 80-page 6-story anthology comic coming out from different creators. There are different stories. One of them is Phil's is Ahsoka, and there's a bunch of other ones in there too.
Where can you get it?
It'll be on StarWars.com, I do believe,
Okay.
as well as two other places. Yeah, well, it's digital. Yeah,
It's yeah.
it's all digital comic.
all digital.
That makes sense.
Free.
Yep.
Go download it. Have fun with it.
I'll try. I'll post it on the show's site when it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, pretty good. I have he sent me one of the other ones they did, which is the Obi-Wan one. So it's pretty good.
We also need a young Luke movie too.
Him growing up.
Yeah. No, not that young.
Or him.
Like post.
Well, there's really Heir to the
Hand.
Jedi. Oh, after
Oh, yeah.
after
So, like, yeah.
in between a Return and
Yeah.
Force
yeah.
Awakens.
Yeah.
Well, you could. I mean, we're probably gonna learn what a lot of it in Episode 8.
Yeah.
Or also, what would be dope is the lead up to the black outfit.
Yeah, in between what happened between Cloud City and
Yeah.
then yeah.
Where he's supposedly like a super dope badass now.
Yeah.
Messing bitches up. We were talking about, I don't think we talked about it last week. I know Joe and I talked about it a little bit. I don't think it was on the show though. About the Force Awakens novel and how much different Kylo Ren was and how much more powerful he was
Puss bag
in the book. Because at one point when he's fighting Rey, she's powerful enough where she gets the upper hand and she actually knocks his saber loose from his hand. And it's damaged, so he can't pick it back up, but he starts deflecting her lightsaber blows with the Force.
Which is fucking
Yeah, like
almost impossible. But
fucking crazy.
it's not like they would just introduce this to you. I mean, fuck, at the beginning of the movie, he's like, Bolt? Nope, that's just gonna stay there. Stay there.
And holds the dude still at the same time.
Yeah. Then walks away and lets it go. It's like, yeah, and he didn't even have to like put up a hand or anything really and keep it up.
No, he did it once.
And
then just dropped
that
his hand and he's holding it in place.
Where if you would watch, or at least from what I remember, you watch, previous Star Wars whatevers, they're always like focusing with their hand on everything, and that's how they have to interact with everything.
I
Even
think
the
that
most
was
powerful
just
ones that they showed.
just a movie thing to show that they're doing something.
Well, even in the comic books and in the other books, you
Well,
always
'cause-
see a movement of hand.
Yeah, well, it was established, but I think the reason they do it is because
It's,
I get it.
it's
It-
focusing.
it-
It gives you a target.
Yeah, but the fact that in this movie he just was able to drop his hand and
Still hold it in
he
place.
could still hold it in place,
And
meaning that
release-
his focus for holding that was still there.
Yeah.
But he could also focus on the other stuff that he needed to do.
killing
So it means
old
that he
people.
wasn't more powerful.
Well, he killed little people before. That's why he got shot at.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, pretty dope. But I was gonna say, there's a really good book called Heir to the Jedi, which takes place between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, which is about Luke going on missions for rebellion. And one of them is he goes and he finds a lightsaber that belonged to a former Jedi that he deconstructs to kind of figure out how it works. Can't put it back together, right? Because he's never been trained on how to do it. Wasn't trained later until Yoda taught him how to build a lightsaber, which again we don't see in the movies, but happens because obviously he has a new lightsaber from the one he
drops.
Well, it didn't forcibly drops. I mean, it's not like he's like, oh, I dropped it. Like his hand went with it. So
Yes.
If he was any good at the Force, he'd just fucking use his little nubby thing to pull that hand back up and stick it back in.
He goes to do the force pull back, and he's like, "Oh, my hand! I tried to use the hand that. Oh, fuck."
Vader's like,
But
let
the
me give you
hand's
a
doing the
hand.
Force, so it never quite hits the ground anywhere. It's just staying right there with the lightsaber just out of reach.
Just out of reach
Just out of reach.
because he can't push. It's-
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that one's really fun because he's exploring his powers a little bit more before he gets trained by Yoda. Because again, before Empire, he doesn't have formal training.
Is that landing in the backyard?
No,
Jesus
it's
Christ.
flying over.
It's landing in the neighbor's
It would be a
backyard.
whole lot fucking louder if it was landing in
I
the
know,
backyard.
but Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Welcome to Surprise.
It's not such a bad thing. I mean, it only happens every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's only during the day. You know.
Very rarely do you have it at night, but they don't fly over houses at night.
Yeah. Anyway, what were you saying?
Because it takes place between A New Hope and Empire, he doesn't have any formal training other than the stuff that like he feels. So, but the one thing they do more in the books, obviously, than they did in the movies, is something they did in the prequels where they have that running fast, being able to jump higher, doing flips and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
They do that more in the books than they have even in
The movies.
Yeah, the movies. Because even in A Force Awakens, you don't have any show of it on screen of jumping high, running quickly, things like that.
Doing the flips and bouncing off of this and that.
Jumping off walls and cartwheels while still holding a lightsaber and dueling.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff.
That's one good thing that I like that happened that came out of The Force Awakens, that they didn't go back to that. Where from the original, I say the original, but I mean the 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, sure.
You had those people that would just jump around and be all
Yoda and
and Jedi and
a
bunch of flips. It looked
exactly,
fake,
and then that went away because most of the Jedi Order got wiped out. And
the only reason you'd use
training
those is if you're fighting another Jedi, because you need that agility.
Yeah,
where Kylo just isn't fighting any.
But you lose that because of the fact that you lost most of the Jedi and all the direct training that happened. So I'm just saying that it's nice. You never saw Luke do it.
He did in Return.
Yeah, but he's not as much as those. Yeah,
because
you were talking about the cartwheel flip on Jabba's pleasure barge.
Well, also in when he's fighting Vader at the end.
Pleasure barge.
True. But he doesn't do it. But it's not as much
foot.
as they did in episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But then carrying over to The Force Awakens, it's not really done there at all.
It's not at all. Yeah, they don't have any of it.
So. You think was it ever like set in stone that was Obi-Wan the last Jedi, or was there a couple of them still around?
There's a couple of them that are still around. There's a bunch that were in self-imposed exile after Order 66.
Yeah.
Yoda's one of them, obviously, because he never gets in contact with anybody. He's on, I can't remember what planet it was when Order 66 comes. He kills Commander Cody and his two guys.
He was on the
Kashyyyk, right? Was it Kashyyyk he was on?
He
Yeah.
was on the
I was thinking of the plant one that has that other dude on. Yeah, so he was on Kashyyyk, kills Commander Cody and those two dudes, the two other clone soldiers. From there, he then goes into exile.
Yeah,
he goes back to fight Palpatine, but then like from there he never he doesn't talk to anybody. He's just like
I gotta go. Peace off.
You think there's a chance Mace Windu's still alive?
No, he got stabbed and then
there's a lot of rumors.
No.
But god damn it, dude, he got chopped from fucking shoulder to navel, essentially.
Yeah,
thrown out of a fucking super high window.
And he was
into a storm. What? And he had a little bit of lightning
Yeah.
on him too. So it's like, if he's fucked up and not very good at much things. Because you can't chop somebody. I know it cauterizes when it cuts, but there's a lot of organs that need to be whole in this area that he needs.
Plus, you would think that a person of his power would, once he healed, he would just go out and really fuck with shit.
Yeah. What if he never healed though? So he's just in hiding.
I mean, we healed enough to be able to use the saber again.
No,
but
alive. But he has to
healed
be
enough
just
to where he's
low.
just barely alive. He
so he's just a knowledgeable old man.
You would think he'd want to try to rebuild the order though.
Right, and that's what I would say. His influence would be there no matter what.
Jedis live forever, right? A long ass time.
Well, in the Force they do. Depends on your race.
Ooh. Same Mace Windu can't live long because he's black.
No, he's human.
That was racist.
You're racist.
He's not human. He's humanoid.
I'm pretty sure he's human.
Pretty sure that if it happens in a galaxy far away, and we consider ourselves human, and he's on a different, unless this is a Stargate thing we're getting into, where
or the Expanse where we've
calm down. Don't cross the streams, guys.
Oh,
well,
you're crossing streams right there.
We almost crossed 3 streams right there.
That's so many streams.
Well, I mean, like the Expanse.
Well,
So that's a
technically,
Chris
like
Nolan
even the
podcast.
Belters have this. They have a shorter lifespan because of the area they live in.
Yeah, but they're still directly descended from human, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's no link between.
How do you know?
They've never said one.
Exactly. I don't know if I proved my
You
point.
don't.
What
prove your
side are
point.
you arguing?
The lack
on?
of evidence is not evidence.
But is it though?
Yes.
False.
But we got their historical documents.
No, we don't.
That's a
Mm-mm.
it's a Galaxy Quest.
Oh God. Ran across
Justin
all the
Long's
streams
finest
today.
work.
We think, see, it's the reverse of Galaxy Quest. We think they're just movies, but really that's historical documents.
Oh, are you gonna L. Ron Hubbard this? And
Yeah.
make George Lucas a prophet?
Yep. Yeah. Make the Force a real religion. Work for them fucking hippies in Hollywood.
There
I was
are
gonna
a
say
lot of hippies
wackadoodles,
in
but
Hollywood.
Wackadoodles.
Yeah. They are. I'm sorry. Like anybody who believes in that is it's a legit wackadoodle.
Like that the Force is real.
No, the fucking Scientology is a thing.
Oh, that okay, yeah.
Like all of us have an alien soul inside of us.
How do you feel
How do you
about,
explain Hitler?
how do
Right?
you feel about Mormons?
I mean, they're decent people.
Well, that's
They make a great musical.
I thought that was the South Park guys.
It was,
it was actually.
but it's about them, so might as well.
hmm Which is really weird when that came out because it was shortly after that the Mormon episode that they did where it seemed like they were just smashing them,
It was all factual stuff.
but it's all factual stuff. And then it came out that they enjoy doing it, that they wanted to do this. What was it? The Book of Mormon,
Mormon, yeah.
and it actually ends up being like something that Mormons actually enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so super weird, but
Dude.
it's also
They're like, they're busting our balls up there.
It's
We
because-
have a good time.
We can take it. We can take a good ribbing.
it speaks to the fact that they're not horrible people, that they can.
They're not like those fucking.
All right, how about Christians?
No, they have no sense of humor.
No, they really don't.
All right, we'll stop there.
Yeah,
'cause that was getting a little
religious
bit
talk.
too-
Boom. Are we done with your science stuff?
There was one more thing I was
Go
going
ahead.
to go over. So,
I'll
and
turn it into a Star Wars question soon.
you probably will. Actually, you're going to turn it into a Star Wars
Yes.
question in a second here.
Yes.
I've already foreseen it that you're going to
Force seen it.
Seen it?
So just talking about the celestial events that'll be coming up this week. The first one, December 12th, you'll be able to see the supermoon and Aldebaran.
Alderaan?
No, that's little pieces.
See, that's
I assume like comments.
it is a
chunks have survived.
oh, well, it is like a red dwarf star, if I recall right.
No, that's not really.
But yeah, so we're gonna get a third supermoon this year.
Third
This will be the third
supermoon.
one.
2016 is not
essentially-
that bad.
Essentially, just means for
I'd
those
give up
who
3
wonder.
supermoons to reset this year.
Supermoons are just a full moon that is at its closest to Earth. That's it. That's a supermoon.
So go surfing.
And it go surfing.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
your tide's gonna be higher, bigger waves.
Yeah, I guess.
True.
I learned that from Bruce Almighty.
When he pulled the moon closer and then made her boobies bigger.
Yeah, and that's not what happened. In the news, you
Oh
give you
my
that
God.
quick little like, "Hey, you fucked up this part of the world."
Hey, there's some like really big like typhoons and shit that took
Yeah.
out like places you're never
Just
gonna
because
visit.
you're trying to get some of that generous You
It's
know
probably
what I'm
pretty good.
saying?
All I'm
Pretty
saying.
good.
If you could, you would.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, you would totally fucking flood Taipei to fucking get some Aniston, right?
I would say so.
Yeah.
She's
that's
like
what I thought.
50 and she's like
super hot.
super hot.
Gracias, horrible bosses.
December 13th, right? December 13th brings a Gemini meteor shower for most of the people on North America and Europe.
Are you allowed to watch if you're not a
what-
Gemini?
What about Arizona?
Yes. Technically, we are North America. So
Did
You said
ask
most
to
of the
see it.
people. You said most of the people. Can Arizona see it?
Should be able to.
Like, is it?
Will it be passing when it's dark here? Or if it's light, can we still see it?
Well, it'll be going on all day.
Oh, so there you go.
It's one of those things that you pass through, that the Earth passes through every year. So you'll see it.
So eventually your
technically-
time's gonna run and we're gonna hit it.
Well, no, we're already in the meteor shower is just a cloud of dust essentially.
but
that
are
we
we
go
gonna, is
through
it gonna
every
like
year.
move enough for us to run into it?
Well,
'Cause
yeah,
you're-
because technically we run into it every year.
No, but like physically run into it.
We do physically run into it every year.
What? That shit hits the Earth? Or
Yeah.
just burn up in the atmosphere?
It's a
47.
meteor shower
yo.
that happens every year.
Yeah, but what I'm meaning is like,
You're thinking
Hit
of
it, hit
you're
it.
thinking of like, hey, are we gonna hit the meteor? No, it's not that. It's
Oh,
not
okay.
like a chunk of rock floating around there that's giving off little rocks. It's literally just a
debris field.
debris field
Oh, okay.
that we pass through every year.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like we were getting closer to it, so like eventually we're at the big one is like
No, and that's what a meteor shower is. That's why you have ones every year. There's another one that I think happens in October. It's July. It's like the Perseids meteor shower happens every year. It's just another debris field that
Oh,
Earth
okay.
goes through.
Gotcha.
And it's just depending on the angle of the Earth and the time, who sees it better. So the Gemini one for North America and Europe will be the one that we'll be able to see.
Yeah, that's right. Northern Hemisphere. Bitches have fun tropics.
Yeah. Losers.
Yeah.
That's it for the week, though.
Boom. Science. Motherfucker. Speaking of Star Wars, 8 to 9 days away, depending on if you see it Thursday or Friday or that weekend, to Rogue One. But the reason I bring that up, not just because we're super excited about it coming out, Disney World just had an event where they showed 30 minutes of it, or 20 minutes of it.
28?
20 minutes, I think it was.
20 minutes.
Yeah. I think it was
Okay.
20 minutes to select few people, not like the public.
Literally higher ups. And
Yeah,
whatnot.
like people not involved directly with it, but are part of the company.
Yeah.
And they had the public facing part of it was they had a bunch of the actors, like Mads Mikkelsen and a couple other people were there on hand to talk about it. But they took Starship Earth, which if you guys don't know, at Epcot Center is that big silvery globe that looks like a fucked up golf ball.
Mhm.
They took that and they transformed it with holographic technology, or projectors as people would easily say, and turned it into the Death Star.
Which is dope looking.
Dope as fuck. The coolest thing about it is people say, "Oh, why do you call it a holographic?" Because it's technically holographically projected on it, and they actually use lasers to holographically make the beam shoot out of it, which was dope and blow up a moon. It was super rad. Not the moon, a moon.
A moon.
So don't freak out like,
Right?
but you said the supermoon's coming up. They destroyed
No,
it.
it blew up
Disney
the
hasn't
other
destroyed
moon.
it yet. It blew up a moon.
Yeah.
But what's cool about it is it was lit up like normal. So if you've ever seen Epcot Center and Starship Earth, it's the big silvery globe, and it's at night it lights up from all around, so you can see all the different angles and crazy shit. And it's massive. I've never seen it in real life, but I've seen pictures. It's just enormous. And inside of it is like a big screening theater thing you can do, and other areas inside. But oddly enough, it looks a lot like a Death Star, big round silver
Yep.
Death Star.
Yep.
So when they did it, what happens is you hear the Imperial March slowly fade up, and then you see the transformation happen where it looks like the texturized outside with the actual trench, and you realize it's slowly turning.
That's dope.
And eventually the dome, as they call it, which is the super weapon, comes into view, and as it gets around to the far side from where the stage is at, lasers converge in the middle of it and then fire a beam, and it blows up the moon they had projected, the holographic moon they had. Super dope. Super rad if you haven't seen what it looks like.
Yeah, I haven't watched the video for it, but I saw just the picture of the light coming out of it.
Yeah.
The laser. Oh, my
Super
God,
impressive.
Super impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super cool. Donnie Yen got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Who did?
Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen. Okay.
He also got his hands and his feet in the cement outside Grauman's Chinese Theater. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Pretty rad. But I think it's all for Star Wars news. Anybody else got anything for Star Wars?
No.
Besides, it's gonna be
Gonna be coming out next week.
rad as fuck.
I'm not gonna see it like Cody is.
You will see it
87
Sunday
times?
I'll probably see it Sunday. I'm
on the following
gonna
Wednesday.
say that I will. If I don't see it Sunday, I'll see it the following Wednesday because we all know that Cody's gonna be like,
If you don't see it on Sunday, I will murder your face.
If there is some extenuating circumstance,
There shouldn't
that
be.
occurs, there shouldn't be. There should not be.
Barring you getting extremely hurt, where like
Right.
you can't even be in a wheelchair, because I'll wheel your ass into a theater and
Right.
set you one of those like double seats. I will not sit next to you though. I will go up to a good seat
No,
where I
you have
hear
to-
stuff and see it. No, fuck him.
to
You
carry
have to
me.
sit.
He's the
No.
handicapped one, not me.
Yeah, but
I
if
don't want
you're,
them shitty seats.
if you're with a
Ugh.
handicap, no, it's in the middle of the theater.
He's handy
It's not
capable for
lower
the most part.
It's in the middle of the theater.
It's
You'll be
towards the
fine.
middle. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it's low. Like you have to look. Ugh.
It's
What is
higher
this,
than
Auschwitz?
the lower.
Ooh, that was in poor taste.
Archer.
You can't claim
It's from Archer. It's a quote.
you can't claim quote. You can't.
Good thing I didn't ask him how he felt about the Jews, huh?
Right?
I love Jews.
I love juice.
But what I'm saying is, if I had to wheel you in, I would drag you in there on Sunday. Again, I won't sit next to you because those
This
are awful
is
seats.
this is Cody's like nicest moment.
It is
By the
kinda-
way,
yeah.
Why is it nice? I'm trying to share, trying to help him.
no, I'm saying it is. It is your nicest.
I've given to
moment.
charity before.
It's just dressed up in asshole, so you can't really tell.
Yeah.
that you're being a sweet
or
guy right
dressed
now.
up like Cody.
Yeah, exactly what I said.
Boom.
Dressed up in asshole.
Whoa. What? Fair enough.
He's got a plaid shirt on,
And a
long
fucking
shorts.
hat. One of those fucking hats you wear all the time.
Don't be jealous.
I know.
But I will.
One of
I
these
will make
days,
sure.
I'm gonna ditch all you guys and try to make new friends. But I'm gonna start wearing hats. I'm gonna be the hat guy.
You're gonna be
I
that
can't.
guy?
Yeah, I can't be a hat guy
I can
now.
only
I'm
imagine that
already
you would ditch
established.
us and end up with friends that kind of look like us.
Yeah.
But the tall one will be the
That's
asshole,
fair.
and the short, fat one will be the quiet one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Be very.
And we call them
Kramer
Bizarro,
and
Cody, and
Costanza.
Joe.
Yeah.
Your Bizarro
You know
friends?
Where I was going with that.
Because they're the opposites. But I will drag you to the movie theater. I'm telling you. Even if you die, I'm gonna drag your gross rotting body in or out of a body bag. I don't care, to the theater and be like, no, charge me. I will buy his ticket. They're like, sir, it's a corpse. You don't need to. I'm like, fair enough. Free ride for Joe, and I'll drag you in there. If you smell, leave the bag shut because I don't want to disturb anybody. Unless it gets him out of the theater.
You know, the thing
a really
is
good
that
plan.
you could totally pull that off.
Dragging a
Because-
body in there?
Well, yeah. Because you've worked in a morgue before, so
Yeah, I know it
you
works.
know all that stuff. You know how that works. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just imagining what is it? What was the movie?
Weekend at Bernie's?
Weekend at Bernie's.
I'll tell you Weekend at Bernie's with Joe.
Yeah.
That's like my lifelong goal in life, to have a friend I can Weekend at Bernie with.
Aw.
It's his
Just happens to be
lifelong
me.
goal.
If
for
it was
you to
Mike-
die, so
No,
he could drag
no.
you around. and put you
Lifelong,
in
lifelong goal
awkward-
for a friend to die. But if it had to be one of you two, I would hope it's Joe because he'd be easier to manhandle than Mike.
That's kind of true. Yeah.
Because, no offense, Mike, you weigh a lot. And when you're dead, you'd feel like you weighed even more because you're not helping me lift the weight. Even his ass would be fucking heavy because he's tall and big.
I actually weigh 220 pounds.
See, that's way more weight than I want to drag around. But if I can get a hold of a wheelchair, which should be pretty easy,
Yeah,
I'd be like, yeah, throw some shades on him. He already owns shades.
I do actually. Yeah.
Find one of the 19 pairs that he has,
It's only 2.
one of the 2 pairs he has, and be like, yeah, this is my friend Joe, and like have the cord like, and he's like,
I'm like,
Oh,
hey
so rad.
guys.
don't hit stuff. Your fingers, you can do whatever you want. But no, don't finger my books. Fair enough. All right. But what I'm saying is, I would want you to see it on that weekend.
I thank you for
Hopefully alive.
putting all the time and effort into it, whether I'm dead or alive,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
to getting me to go.
Friends. Mike, on the other hand,
Friends.
he goes and sees movies without us all the time. So it
He
doesn't
does
matter.
actually.
Yeah, we're on different schedules now, guys.
He'll come down.
Yes.
You'll come down to Surprise. You'll be in Surprise, where 2 of us live. 2 of the 3 of us live, and fuck them.
And what? Eat breakfast and go Pokemon hunting?
Yeah,
And watch it
do
in
stuff
IMAX.
without.
No,
stuff without
I
us?
will not come here without you guys to watch this theater.
Well,
The
yeah, it's
only
'cause he's
time
got
I've
the
ever
super
seen a movie
fancy
in
theater
here.
now.
The only time, even then, I would go to the shitty Harkins off of McDowell because I'm lazy and I don't want to drive that far. But now I got a nice Harkins closer to me, so I'll go to that one.
Way nicer because you can pick whatever seats you want.
Word
Every
life.
theater needs that.
Well, technically, every theater you can pick whatever seat that you want.
No, ahead of time.
Ahead of time is a different question, a different answer. Yes.
Because I want to show up. If I want the luxury to be able to show up 5 minutes before the movie starts, and know that no one's gonna be in the seat that I picked.
I had
like,
at
bitch.
the bar there one night. We like randomly went to the movie theater. It was like its third weekend, and like nothing was super big, but like everything was sold out because it still got like that new smell in that theater, you know. So
Yeah. Everyone's trying the theater out.
Yeah.
So like everything we wanted to watch was sold out for like the foreseeable, like that next run of movies. So we're like, fuck, what are we gonna watch? So we just pick a later showing of. It was when I watched Arrival. So we sat there in the bar area, and I had they have movie themed drinks,
Yeah.
like, you know, all cheesy, but they had a butter beer from Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
Air quotes Harry Potter. No, it's from
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Well, but this wasn't actually from Harry
butter
Potter.
Yeah.
All it was actually, it was just
Did they take beer and put butter in it?
no, no beer in it.
Oh, really?
It was it was
I suppose if it's gonna be a Harry
Butter
Potter
beer
drink.
does have a beer in it.
butterscotch schnapps
Yeah.
mixed with cream soda.
Oh, that actually sounds like it'd be pretty good.
It is so good. I was like, oh, I can get buzzed and diabetes. I'm gonna do this. They put whipped cream on
My
it
two
too.
favorite things.
And they give you this glass.
Debilitating disease and drunkenness.
Yep.
And they give it to you in this glass, and you're like, oh, that's a nice glass, and you grab it, it's a plastic cup, and you're like, you tricksters.
It's all
Yeah,
movie,
I hate
dude.
when they
Movie
do
magic,
that.
bro.
Yeah.
Movie magic.
Well, it's like when we went to AMC during Ghostbusters. They had the skull there,
Yeah, Skull vodka.
the skull vodka, but
Crystal
they also
Skull
had
vodka.
the glass that you got the drink in because it was a Ghostbusters themed drink with Crystal Skull vodka. And if you don't know what Crystal Skull vodka is, it's owned or partially owned
Yep.
by Dan Aykroyd, who
Oh,
was
Danny
in the
Axe.
original Ghostbusters
And
movies.
in the remake,
Yeah.
And in the remake,
as a
technically,
well-to-informed cab driver.
yes.
Who ain't afraid of no ghost?
Ain't afraid of no ghost. But yeah, so it
It's
looked
just
pretty
a
cool.
level
But
3 roaming vapor.
while I know that because they also did shot glasses, those ones should be the Crystal Skull shot glasses, which are actual glass skulls.
Yep.
They had a bigger one for the drink itself, and that's why I'd fear that it'd be made out of plastic, and I hate that shit because it looks nice, and there are some things when they put a lot of craftsmanship into it, even like a mug when Pirates of the Caribbean show over at in Las Vegas, the dunes.
Treasure Island?
Treasure Island.
T.I.?
Yeah. Originally, their margarita glasses were glass skulls, and I have one, and it's super awesome. Super thick, super heavy. It looks just detailed as hell, but now they're plastic skulls. So it's kind of cheap.
I mean, they even cheapened their name from Treasure Island to T.I.
Yeah,
I think they're back to Treasure Island now, I think. They moved back, I think.
they might be, but
Everyone's confused. I don't want to T.I.
But I'm just like, it's really nice, like, to have that souvenir, and I literally throw change in it, so it's fucking hilarious. You know, it's like
Somewhere in this
my
house, I
treasure.
have like every glass I can get a hold of from Vegas.
But it's glass, yeah, they're usually super nice. But you have the plastic stuff, and it's like, well, I'm just gonna throw this away,
Yeah.
you know, because it's
I don't
no
want
longer
this
something
shit.
it's no longer a souvenir.
Yeah, it's not a collectible.
I almost didn't even keep the souvenir glasses from Stand Up Live because those aren't
Shitty plastic
they're
ones,
not
too.
glass, yeah. You know,
Stand Up Live ones aren't?
They're
No.
plastic. The souvenir ones are plastic.
yeah,
The ones you get in your iced tea?
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I have 2 of them.
So do I.
They're the plastics.
But like the good plastic though. You know
They're
what
not.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's not bad
yeah.
plastic. It's not like
It's not like
cheapo
it's
plastic.
not
where-
solo cut plastic.
Yeah.
All I know is when I have fancy dinner parties at my house, I serve the drinks in that.
He's like, yes, stand up live.
He's sitting there like swirling it, and it says "Stand Up Live" on the
Yeah.
side of it.
Eats his
And it's-
caviar from the tin can that he got at
It's just
Costco.
Yeah.
It's, the drink's just a flat root beer.
He's like,
There.
he's like,
Good year. Good
Because I
year.
smell it.
Yeah.
See, you
Yes,
waft it.
yes.
pulled the cork out. It's a sexual term. Other news. I like how you both like thought about that for a second.
Pulled the cork out.
Yeah.
Well,
Joe's like, how does that work?
I can imagine how it works.
I can tell you how it works.
How did it get
Just-
there in the first place? That's the interesting
Well, that's
part.
always the interesting part. Does it make a popping noise though? Just
If
like
you do it right.
We have to shake it up first and then. aim the
Well, I mean, if
cork
you're
away
doing it
from
right,
your
it's
face.
shook up. Anyways, yes.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Haha. Speaking of trailers, because I know we were talking about that stuff, we got a couple this week. But first, before that, tomorrow brings us 3 trailers. One I'm super excited about, one I'm kind of excited about, and the other one I don't give a fuck about. So
Let me guess. Super excited, Spider-Man.
Yep.
Kind of excited, Baywatch.
Yep.
Not giving a fuck. Ah, fuck, I lost it. I don't know. I don't know.
Fast 8
Oh, you getting the trailer for that tomorrow?
tomorrow's too. Good that.
I do want to see The Rock beat the shit out of people on his way out of prison.
Does seem exciting thought process, but I'm not gonna watch it in the theaters.
I would pay for a Rock cut of the
It's just
All
just
25
a-
minutes.
yeah, it's just his scenes right through. I think they get a little discounted price, obviously, because you're not taking up so much time,
True.
and you don't have to deal with Vin Diesel and
So I mean,
Oh,
we're getting
movie people.
Fast 8, so that's 4 movies worth of The Rock. Maybe long enough to be an hour long.
well,
how much was he in 7?
Not much. He wasn't in any 6 or 7 that much. 5 he was in it quite a bit. He was the
Yeah, the
second
last-
lead
yeah.
in 5, but
Which made you think 6 and 7 have him in it a lot more.
yeah,
Especially
but no,
7 since they were missing.
They toned it back. I really believe, and I'm just guessing, but in my heart of hearts, I believe that Vin Diesel didn't like the fact that everyone loved The Rock's character so much, but realized it was
Agent
vital,
Hobbs.
and so he kept putting it in, but then like lowering the thing, and then The Rock went on that. Remember on
tirade?
Instagram where he called a bunch of his male co-stars a bunch of candy asses.
After the filming of 8 finished.
Yeah, or like for the last like week, because they had like a little bit more to go.
I think he was done though, right?
Something like that, and then like I guess that pissed Vin Diesel off because it was
Essentially
the
about him.
rumors it was about choices or whatever. And I'm like, oh man, just let him fight in real life. I'll pay a movie ticket. Just set that up on a pay-per-view.
Celebrity death match.
There's
It doesn't have to be a
a
death match. Just put them in a confined area and make them fight for a while.
I can't remember which film festival it is. There's a film festival where they actually have real boxing matches between famous people, and like they'll go in there and beat the shit out of each other.
That'd be dope.
Like I'm not talking like inflatable gloves. I'm talking like actual like boxing, like 18-ounce gloves, right? Is what they use, like 18-ounce gloves where they like throw punches for reals. I'm like, well, okay.
I'd watch that.
Well, didn't Fox try to do that like celebrity boxing thing?
Oh, they
And
did
was
it,
all
yeah.
like,
Yeah, but
it was like
they
D
were
level.
aiming for
Yeah, they didn't get in. No,
supposed
no
to be
one real was gonna go on there.
no.
Not Scott Baio. Who's the
Dustin Diamond was on it
Dustin Diamond was on it.
before he went to prison.
Manute Bowl and William the Refrigerator Perry fought each other. That's the one that sticks out in my mind because Manute Bowl's a skinny ass 7'5" dude,
Yeah.
and William Perry's giant ass 6'2" dude. Just,
Yeah.
that was a weird thing.
Yep.
I should bring that back.
So trailers.
YouTube
good.
series.
So trailers. We got a tease for all 3 of them this week. The tease for Fast 8 was Vin Diesel driving in a car. Hopefully not filming himself, but who knows? Talking
Selfie.
about it. We had today. We got to look at the Spider-Man one, and we got to look at the Baywatch one. Both made me laugh. Baywatch is, in all rights, should be very funny because it's got the writing staff from the Lego Movie behind it.
Yeah.
Phil Lord and Chris something or other. Can't remember his name. Their other name. But so I mean, obviously, Lego Movie and the Lego Batman movie look extremely hilarious.
Yes.
And they wrote those movies. And this, I mean, what I've seen so far with the Rock's little snippets from Instagram and things like that, it looks like it could be pretty funny. Spider-Man though
Looks amazing.
looks phenomenal. I mean, the teaser is like literally like the proper way of doing a teaser for a teaser. It just gives you little snippets, but it gives you like something. It's very reminiscent of the Civil War one, where you like they shock you with something. But obviously, we know what Spider-Man looks like, sort of.
Yeah.
But in this one, they give you the lately rumored web wings, made famous by Steve Ditko back in the day, which are underarm webs that he can have extend so he can glide. And he uses them in this short clip. But the also cool thing about this short clip is you see Happy, which is Jon Favreau, who makes an appearance back in the Marvel Universe in this little bit, because he comes in and it's first person. Well, you think it's first person, you find out it's actually just Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland's Peter Parker holding his cell phone, talking to Happy, and he says, "What are you wearing?" He's like, "My outfit," and he goes, "Where's the suitcase?" And he goes, "What suitcase?" And he's, "The one Tony sent you." And he turns around, there's this like super high tech looking suitcase, and he pops it open. Right before it opens up, it cuts away to Peter holding on what looks to be a top of like a weird pyramid or something, and then he jumps off, backflips towards a helicopter, and the next cut scene you see is him soaring through the air, and then he opens his arms, you can see the web wings, and then boom, it goes away.
Which was dope.
Yeah, super dope. So tomorrow night, as in Thursday night, December 8th, on Jimmy Kimmel will premiere the first teaser trailer for Spider-Man Homecoming, which is rumored to show the Falcon in costume.
Wow.
On camera, so we'll see what he looks like.
Wow.
See if the rumors are true with the propellers inside of his wings or not. And like I said, the Baywatch one drops tomorrow as well. No, I don't know if there's an event involved in that one. Just know that it premieres tomorrow. And then Fast 8 is supposed to premiere on Facebook or something tomorrow night as well.
Don't care.
Yeah, not really. Me either. I know Mike would be excited because he likes The Rock.
Yeah.
And he sees all the Fast movies. Newer Fast movies. I don't think he saw.
I'm pretty
all
sure
of
he's
them,
seen them all.
He's seen them all. I don't think he saw all of them in theaters though. And we discussed this. He saw the last few because of The Rock.
Is that the first one?
Did you see Tokyo Drift in theaters?
Ugh, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Saw it though.
Yeah, I saw it.
PlayStation 2 had better graphics in it.
That's the one where, like, I can tell you pretty much nobody saw it in theaters.
Yeah. No one should have either.
I've seen it, just not in theaters.
Saint it. I've seen parts of it because there used to be 2 clips they showed in the sound room in Best Buy.
That's right, yeah.
The one where they...
With a little bow wow?
Yeah, but there's one where they're driving... They're both, obviously, car chase scenes. One's when they're in... It looks like they're in a tunnel of some sort. And there's, like, some gunplay and whatever. And then there's another one where it's the Mustang, and it's, like, drifting around... like in a dirt like construction area or something. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
So we had the first one was the first one. Everyone remembers that one. Then you had 2 was just Paul Walker, and that's when they bought Tyrese
and
Eva Mendes
and the Asian guy, right? Was he? Oh, he's in the first one.
No, Asian guy. Oddly enough, appeared in Tokyo Drift. I think.
I thought he was in one of the other ones first.
No.
But the timeline's all fucked.
Yeah,
all fucking now.
Because then he dies, and then he's in he's in like 5.
No.
Did he die in Tokyo Drift?
No. So it's really weird how they did it.
Doesn't matter. Anyways, go ahead.
But yeah, I think I saw the first one in theater, and then when they brought the whole cast back for 4,
Yeah.
I watched that one in theaters.
That's the one with the tunnel from Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't watch it in theaters. I saw it on the television because one of my friends said it was really good.
It's not really good.
Chris Popejoy. Super wrong. It was not.
It's not really bad. It's just kind of what it is.
And that's the one where
know
they
what I mean?
kill what's her face, right? In the beginning of
Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, because she gets shot up in it.
But then like
in 5, the end of 5 is when they reveal that she's not actually dead.
Yeah, like a little stinger. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
And then and she comes back in 6. Was that what it was?
Yeah, she's like got amnesia or something like that.
I still haven't seen anything past 5. I haven't seen 6. I haven't seen 7. I've seen all of 1, most of 2. I think no, I've seen all of 2. Parts of Tokyo Drift. And then 5. That was it.
Tokyo Drift.
And 4. I watched 4.
Fucked me up because one of the Home Improvement kids is in the first part of it. The
older brother, right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, not Jonathan Taylor Thomas, the blonde.
The other
when
one,
you said the
but he
older one,
aged odd. You know?
Yeah, he's no Jonathan Taylor Thomas for sure.
And he's whatever the star of that one is. That Texas kid, racism in the first of the movie makes like. I was like, how are they not gonna address that? That's the kid from Home Improvement. Like they should have just been like, this is what you're doing now since you're not on TV. Like I would have been like, this is the greatest movie ever.
Does he play himself?
I want it to be himself.
I thought maybe they're gonna make a comment like, hey, do all these improvements at home.
Oh, they just start making bad jokes and puns.
And then when they do
What
it,
time
they all
is it,
wink
everybody?
and then look at the
Tool time.
Zachary Ty Bryan.
That sounds wrong.
Yeah, no, that's the older brother. That's right.
Yeah,
because the little brother is the one that
got super tall and skinny.
Yeah, no one remembers because he looks nothing like he did on the show.
Well, no, in the show, because you're talking about that one, he like, boom, just
shot up.
Just shot up.
That season is kind of what he looks like, but he just
they
giant.
They turned him emo in in towards the end there. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he Zachary Ty Bryan looks like he chubbed up a bit.
Yeah, he was already on his way there anyways.
Because his head looks all weird.
Yeah,
his head's fat, man. Can't get rid of it no matter what. And if you bulk up afterwards, it's already gonna get bigger anyways. You can always add to it, but you can never take away from it.
It's really weird looking at
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Looking at the pictures that they have of him, because they'll be like, you know, obviously this was when they did Home Improvement, but then that's like him closer to now. And then you scroll over and it's like Home Improvement.
Oh, look, Fast and Furious is the first thing that comes up on the Google search.
Yeah.
For movies and TV shows.
Well, he didn't really do
Fast
too
and
many
Furious
movies.
And then Home Improvement. But why wouldn't Home Improvement be first, though? You know what I mean?
Well, because
was he in that fucking
yes
that wrestling Thor movie?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hold on, I'm gonna see what.
Go to that.
I want.
Let's talk about that.
What movies that he's done?
I wanted to watch it because it said when I hit info on the TV, it said Kevin Nash was in it. I was like, oh my god!
Kevin
and I
Nash
watched it for like 5 minutes.
Please do Super Shredder. Not
I watched it for like 5 to 10 minutes, and I was like, where the fuck is Kevin Nash? I can't keep watching this garbage. Like David Grieco, I think, is in it, right? Like somebody weird from old TV shows in it. And you're like, oh, well, that's
you're like,
what you're
that's
doing.
what happened to you.
So he's actually in post-production now for a movie called Adi Shankar's Gods and Secrets. That's coming.
Adi Shankar, like the self-help guy.
ADISH.
Yeah, it's him. Okay.
Adi Shankar.
Interesting.
Thor: Hammer of the Gods. Meteor, 2009. Looks like
he did a few of those like
TV miniseries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Knight Rider, the TV series.
Yeah, he was in
The new one?
He was only in a couple of them though.
Yeah, it only lists him once here.
Was that the one with Val Kilmer voiced the car?
Yeah. Where he was Kit.
We voiced it all the way from Mars.
Not
Good
McFeeny. Not
Feeney.
2008, he did a short called Trunk. 2008 as well. He was in Burn Notice.
Yes.
He was in a TV series called K-ville.
Which is canceled after the first season.
Probably because it says 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
Shark TV series. Don't know what that is.
That's the it was I think it was a lawyer show if I remember correctly.
He's actually done a lot of stuff. Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift 2006, Annapolis 2006. Unaccredited actually.
That's another Tyree movie. James Franco.
Cold Case 2006.
Yeah, he made the rounds of the CBS type.
I honestly, after Home Improvement, I saw him in that Fast and Furious movie. It's like, oh, I haven't seen it, and I haven't seen him since.
He finally did anything. Yeah, well I'm gonna guess most of those things you never watched.
Yeah,
correct.
There's actually some stuff on here that are bigger names, but you probably never watched. Some of the bigger ones, like Veronica Mars, the TV series he was in.
That wasn't a big show.
Well, it's a big show for some people.
He had to use a Kickstarter to make a movie.
And the movie sucked.
Yeah.
I said it. That movie fucking sucked.
Dang.
Thanks, Kickstarter.
He did Smallville, an episode. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Let's see. Before that,
you know, I still have like.
Does it talk about stuff he was rumored or he was gonna be in, and then they kicked him out because he was supposed to be Flash Thompson in the second Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie?
No, it doesn't mention anything like that because we're already past that. Or no, we're not. Sorry, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Yeah. But no, it doesn't mention that.
Yeah, he was cast and everything, and they're like, "Well, I want someone bigger, like not star-wise, like bigger."
He's in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I
Is that
probably
a
saw him and
crossover
I don't-
episode?
Crossover.
Tim comes over to
Home
fix the house.
Improvement Bel Air. Fresh.
That's not good.
Home Improvement.
Well, we're home improvement, not mansion improvement, so we'll try our best.
It's a home.
But Al would easily be able to
You
do
got-
It's a home.
You got a lawnmower to me to soup up in the back and race Bob Vila?
You just hear somebody go, oh, 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 oh.
Bob
Carrie
Vila.
2 The Rage. He was in TV, or that was that a TV movie?
That's the
no, that was
TV
the
one.
actual movie.
Well, Carrie 2 was the TV movie.
The Rage, Carrie 2.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Go back to that Thor movie.
Sorry, saved myself.
Go back in that Thor movie and talk about who's in that.
Where are you, Thor?
Is that a Marvel
Hammer
movie?
of the Gods.
Sci-fi movie. I believe it was on Sci-Fi.
I know, yeah, but I was wondering if like Marvel was like,
Because
Who
Thor
else was
is
in
an
it?
actual, like...
yeah.
Well, this was more of North mythology, it
Yeah.
looks like.
It was an actual...
Thor, along with his friends, travel to a mysterious island seeking glory and fame. Upon arriving, they encounter strange creatures, and they start searching the island for answers. I'm not gonna read the rest of that.
Not gonna read it.
To Mike's point, Zachary Ty Bryan is the headliner
What?
because he
Dang.
played Thor.
Dang.
You also have somebody named Alexis Kendra, Mac Brandt, Daz Crawford, Melissa Osborne, Vladimir Kolev.
Vladimir Koloff?
Kolov
Oh shit.
played Hermoid.
I think that's a wrestler.
No, I'm pretty sure that's what you get cream for.
Sorry.
I mean, there's other people obviously, but there's nobody.
I wanted to say David Grieco was in it.
I mean,
Richard Grieco?
Richard Grieco. That was the other one.
There was another one?
Yeah.
How many shitty Thor movies have there been?
Oh, there was a bunch.
Not counting. Oh, sorry.
No, there's been a bunch of Thor movies.
Oh
yeah.
man, that's not the one I was talking about then. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck shit cock.
On the same note, what I was thinking, Cody could probably get a hold of them. We're renting or whatever. We should watch all the original Marvel movies.
Oh, the ones from the 70s?
Mm-hmm. Because they looked. I ran across a supercut of a bunch of them,
the
and they
Avengers one?
are awful. I forgot about the Iron Man one, and he just basically looks like Bender.
Yeah.
It's awful. But I'm thinking we should do that. I don't know if you can do that.
I don't know if like I want to do that.
Well, we already watched Captain America.
You mean I have to watch them again or no?
We watched one of the Captain Americas.
Well, I'm not gonna say that the other one would be.
Well, the other one is the one that's involved in those movies.
Yes, but the one that we watched is more in line with Captain America that we know.
Yes. Not that I got my motorcycle out of the back of a fucking van and my shield is partially see-through and
Yes.
visibly made of plastic.
Yes.
And is essentially a frisbee when they shoot it, when they throw it, and it somehow acts like a boomerang, even though his shield doesn't even act like a boomerang and has to bounce off stuff.
Yes.
Anyways.
So that one I can absolutely forego, but I'm saying the other
Oh, it's
ones
fantastic.
look absolutely fantastically horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. And then we should watch, because I know the Spider-Man one. I've watched the Spider-Man one before.
The
It's
one from
absolute-
Mexico? One
Was it
filmed
from
in
Mexico?
Yeah.
I never
Or is it
seen
Japanese
this
one that have robots?
No, it would
Then
be
there's
the
a
one from
the
Mexico.
one that filmed in Mexico.
Okay, filmed in Mexico. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one I've seen because I've seen the one with the robots, but the one that I
Yeah, the
remember,
web is
that's-
obviously a rope.
Yeah,
it
that's
goes the other
absolutely
direction.
awful,
Yeah, it's
is,
fantastic.
yeah, he's sticking to walls, but you can tell
So you
it's
can see
totally
literally
fake.
the floor?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah,
So
so
fantastic.
fantastically funny and awful
The suit
at
doesn't
the same
fit
time.
right.
Mhm.
Ugh, it's so amazingly bad.
I'm thinking that we should do that though. I don't know if you can
Yikes.
get a hold of those movies though.
I mean, I have ways.
They're
Yeah.
not going to be good quality,
No,
no
they're-
matter where.
No, we should also throw in the Roger Corman
Fantastic Four,
I have
yes.
that still.
Yeah, that would be fantastic
It's so bad.
because I've never seen that.
Oh, it's so awful.
I've seen bits of it, but I've never seen the whole thing.
Speaking of movies, so there's a big list of movies that have real stars in them that have never been released.
Yeah, there's
There
always
was
stuff
one
like
I just found out about that it stars that Olga chick that was in like the one of the Bond movies. She's the one that has a scar on her back. She was also in the Max Payne movie. I can't think of her last name. I could probably look it up. Olga Corinthian.
She was
something
in
or other.
Max Payne.
Yeah, she was the Russian chick. So she was the one that didn't get murdered. She was the one that got murdered. She
Okay.
played what's the chick from '70s Show?
Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis' sister,
Okay.
who got murdered by the Russian mob, and that's the reason she was working with Max Payne.
Olga. Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kurylenko. Olga Kurylenko.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was in the second Daniel Craig Bond movie.
Yes. Quantum of Solace.
Yes, she played the one that wanted revenge because she had the scar on her back, and they went to the crazy desert hotel, and they had the sex in the cave. Cave sex.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. Cave sex, second favorite to trench sex. That's the Enemy at the Gates joke.
Anyway, just keep going.
And so it's basically this. It basically came off the popularity of. I'm gonna tell you how recent it is, of Avatar.
Okay, that's pretty recent.
So after Avatar exploded, because no one, again, if you don't know the lore, the mythos behind Avatar, not the movie itself, but the making of the movie, nobody wanted to make this movie because it was 90% CG. It had crazy cat people in it.
Yep.
And it was outlandish.
And it was
super
featuring
expensive
technology that was not really heard of at the time.
Because when he first starting pitching it, he's like, "Hey, I'm not making this movie now. I want your money to make this movie in the future because I'm going to use your money to make the technology I need to make the movie because I need things that aren't available yet." He was basically George Lucasing it, but with other people's money.
Yeah.
So George Lucas, for people who don't know, created a lot of technology used to make Star Wars.
Yep.
Dolby Sound, a lot of the special effects used. I mean, that's when Industrial Light and Magic came from. He needed that because no one could do it, so he basically made that happen. He wanted to do the same thing, but he was finding, because it was so advanced, he needed more people's money, because if you finance something like that yourself, you'll go broke before you have a chance to make it. So he needed investors. It took 12 years to finally make it, is when I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Obviously, it was the largest movie. It took, I mean, other than not, it took out Titanic, but not with inflation-wise, you know what I mean? But at the time, it was the highest-grossing movie of all time. So Hollywood went into a fucking frenzy because, A, they already knew they fucked up because they did not back Avatar, even though they probably should have, because really, name a movie that he's done that wasn't amazing.
Yeah.
Even his fucking documentaries are goddamn gold.
Yeah.
So, I mean, should have. So Hollywood into this furious, like, we have to make humanoid, attractive people as humanoid aliens type thing. So they decided to do this underwater one.
Okay.
The trailer's available, and after we're done with this, I'll show it to you guys. It's fucking horrendous.
Because I'm looking at her list of movies. Avatar came out in 2009.
It never came out. So it came, I believe it was listed for 2009 or 2010. I can't remember what year it was. It was right after it. And it was essentially like, I'm not going to say it was Avatar, but it was, you could totally tell they were trying.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
I'll show you a picture.
They must not, they don't list it here.
Yeah, because it was
on
never
IMDb.
released. It was fully made and never actually released. That's the best part about it.
Because her 2009 movie was The Assassin Next Door.
Yeah.
Obviously, if Avatar comes out in 2009, you're not going to suddenly roll out a movie like that. Centurion Tyranny was a TV series.
Centurion was dope because that had Michael Fassbender.
And those were the only 2010 movies. And then even...
I'll just show you the picture from the actual trailer. Look at that shit.
Wow. That's weird looking.
Yeah, dude.
Empires of the Deep?
Empires of the Deep. Epic Adventure trailer.
That is not listed anywhere on here.
Make sure the volume's not up because I don't want to pay these fucking people for anything.
We get money?
I'm playing the guys the trailer right now.
Nope,
So
it's
they can
listed
see
right here. It's listed as announced.
Oh, really?
Yep,
Oh,
Empires of
nice.
the Deep.
So I mean, other than this, the underwater stuff starts to look good, and then you have this shit. So, if anyone knows Avatar, which you don't, I don't know how the fuck you even live. So Avatar didn't have prosthetics. It was all CG'd characters using mocap. Extremely, at the time, extremely advanced mocap. In this movie, they wear prosthetics. So they look human with plasticky, rubberized shells on them. Like, it just looks so bad. And you can literally see how it's not attached to their skin.
Yeah.
It's just laying on top. And then, like, the armor looks like almost, yeah, dude, this thing.
This looks like something that you would honestly see on
Old sci-fi.
Yeah, made for TV.
Yeah,
type
dude.
Of, yeah.
Wait to the big whale.
Ugh.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, this part right here. This is rough. Fucking rough. Look at this, like Flash Gordon style fucking. Yeah, dude. So bad. Like, they fortified this weird fish thing. Oh my god,
was
dude.
that the Scorpion King?
No, this
the
was
Scorpion King?
This was actually worse than that. He didn't do the people's elbow, so you know it's not that. But as they're fighting, you can see what's supposed to be rigid armor, like bounce.
Well, yeah, just going back to the one guy that
There it is, yeah, dude.
they did the close up of you. He basically took a step, and you can see one of the armor pieces just like bounce in the back of his head.
Some weird explosion underwater. It kills the giant things. Empires of the Deep in theaters 2013.
You know that's pretty awful when they show that title 3 times in that.
Yeah, dude.
Because
Yeah.
at the beginning and then like halfway through they're like Empires of the Deep,
Yeah.
but the trailer continues. What the fuck, guys? Empires of the Deep. Trailer
dude.
finally ends.
It's rough. Like, so this list I found this on, led off from that the ill-fated, I can't remember the name of it, but like the movie that was fully made by with Leonardo DiCaprio in it. And it was basically when he was still young. He was a young star. This was way before he was like, you know, it was part of the they call it Pussy Posse.
Okay.
But basically it was like they were trying to do a new, what were they? The Brat Pack. So it was the Brat Pack in the
Brat Pack,
80s
yeah.
that did like Weird Science and Breakfast Club, like a bunch of the
Yeah.
John Hughes movies.
Yeah.
Something Fire.
St. Elmo's.
St. Elmo's Fire. That stuff, right?
Yeah.
So in the early 90s, they tried the same thing with Leonardo DiCaprio and a couple of other actors that were like hot at the time. Like, they're future stars. They had a couple, you know, what shouldn't have been a big hits, but were big hits because they're good actors type thing.
Uh-huh.
And they made this movie, and it was so offensive, and like because it was like based on the real life of these young stars, where they just like smashing pussy everywhere, you know, and it was like offensive because the way they talked about women, like all this stuff. So they crushed it, and it never came out because his publicist and stuff like, this cannot be seen because this makes him look like a horrible human being.
Gotcha.
So it didn't even get advertised. And it was black and white, if I'm not mistaken. It was supposed to be this huge, like, inside look at Hollywood, but with no real names, that's loosely based on their real lives. Like, it was crazy. Also on the list was the last movie that was supposed to feature River Phoenix when he died. That was supposed to be, like, this big movie, too. And then, like, it had a bunch of false starts. And because of it, he, like, that's when he went into his drug craziness and then ended up dying. But yeah, like, fucking nuts, dude. Like, so crazy.
The Leonardo DiCaprio one's called Don's Plum.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you it had a weird name.
It was on they don't mention what streaming site, but it was on a free streaming site that ended up it got taken down.
Well, it's been seen. It's been shown 5 times at a festival. And that's when that's when his agents were like, "Whoa, this cannot hit the public. Like, this needs to die now." So they didn't sell it to anybody. Nobody was able to put bids on. Well, I'm sure people tried to put bids on it, but it never went anywhere because they just crushed it right out of the gate.
Kevin Conley and Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, it had a bunch of them. Yeah, because those were all up and coming stars at the time.
Yeah,
because it was like mid '90s or something, right?
No. it was late. Let's see, where was it? Oh no, sorry. It says 1996.
Yeah, so mid.
It was in 2001
when it was
that
when it was on
after
service.
after failing to make it to cinemas that it
Went to a
went
video on
online.
demand type thing.
Yeah, that went online.
Early video on
And it's
demand.
considered one of DiCaprio's worst movies.
Yeah.
Let's see who else? Producer David Stutman. Choir. No, they don't list anybody else who was in it, but that's some pretty big names for like just up and coming because 96 after that.
That's 96 is right when
did
Spider-Man. It's right when Spider-Man was going to come out.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
If it's that bad, it's surprising that it didn't tank some of the careers.
Yeah, it was. The list had some other movies that I was like not shocked they didn't come out. But yeah, it's like pretty. Oh shit! This says Don's Plum is on YouTube for free. The whole thing.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Wow, I might actually have to watch that. See how actually truly bad that is. But yeah, before we wrap this up because we have gone long again. Thanks, Mike.
Right? Just talking over
Real
there.
quick, we'll talk about the one before Mike will rant about another one. Transformers: The Last Night teaser trailer came out. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
I know I sent it to you guys. I don't know if you actually
I
watched it.
it.
He didn't watch it, so he watched it last night at Wings.
Yeah.
Without audio.
Without audio, but it's still visually.
Visually looks amazing. Like
Yeah.
Michael Bay just doesn't fail to make visually looking good movies, other than the fact that Mark Wahlberg is in this. No fucking clue about the story. Again, it's a teaser trailer, so we shouldn't know too much about it. But truly, no fucking clue what's happening in this movie.
I know what's going on. Optimus Prime is killing good guys
Okay, why?
because he's a dickhead.
Oh,
Now.
fair enough.
Robo Dick.
Well, that's a whole different movie.
Yeah.
That is actually that's Truckers in Space.
Actually, no, I think it's called
Space
RoboCop.
Truckers.
Haha,
Oh no!
Robo-Dick,
Okay,
get it?
never mind. Because Truckers in Space, which was an awful,
Has
awful
a
movie,
has a guy has a robot dick. Yes.
yeah, and he has to start it with a lawnmower.
Yeah.
Or
Like a
like
pull
a
start, like a-
pull start.
Yeah.
Don't watch that movie. It was awful. It was stupid. I don't know why I rented it. Probably because it had space in it. I don't know.
He's like
But,
space boner.
Space.
Oh, wrong boner.
yeah,
No, I have a disappointed boner.
yeah. And you
Not
don't
like a
want-
disappointed in having a boner.
No,
You have a boner, but you're disappointed.
disappointed. Yes,
Because space anything makes Joe hard,
exactly.
even if it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like Fortress 2,
Oh, I
technically in space.
technically in space, and I watched the hell out of it.
Yep.
I
not
have.
not a good movie.
Not
It's got Red Foreman in it, where
Yes,
he's
it
in love with
does.
a robot,
Yep, and it has
or
Highlander.
when he's a
in it.
robot who's in love with a human.
and it has
Spoiler alert.
Highlander in it. So,
It does.
Uh,
Not Adrian, what's his face, but the
no,
first one, Christopher Lambert,
Christopher Lambert. That's
Yep.
what it was. Yeah.
who's in a dope ass samurai movie. You haven't seen it. Anyways, yeah, visually again looks dope. There's a cool scene where the pterodactyl dragon one flies in over the water. It looks like straight out of fucking like Ireland, and like he swoops down. Like, oh, super dope. Bunch of random stuff. There's a new look at what looks to be Bumblebee with cornrows and a real face. I don't know if that was actually him or not, or just another yellow and black or yellowish and whatever robot.
Cody's like they all look the same.
They certainly do when they're yellow. So that one looks weird because like there's like actual knights and stuff in it, and then there's this weird planet-looking thing that like seems to be eating the moon or colliding with it at least. Optimus Prime shows back up after floating in space, frozen, and tries to murder, death, kill Bumblebee
be
with a
like
RoboCop
yeah.
knife.
Mm-hmm.
He grabs him in the air, choke slams him, and then like rears up with his other hand, and like RoboCop knife just pops out of his wrist, and he's about to just fucking like Wolverine him in his face or whatever. So who knows what happens there? But no, very few shots of any like Decepticons in this teaser trailer. I noticed.
Yeah, there really weren't.
Yeah, so who knows what the fuck that's about? But on to the good stuff. Guardians Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah, that
We got our
trailer was
first actual
hilarious.
teaser trailer for it.
Oh, it's so good.
That 2-minute teaser
Some 2 minutes, some
is
seconds.
better than most movies I've seen,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not even being exaggerative about
No.
that.
And the other best thing of it is it sets you up. Like, this tells us nothing. It's a teaser trailer, which a good teaser trailer should tell you nothing. just it should tease you to want to see more. But this one is literally like if you mildly enjoyed the first one, which there's something wrong with you because you should have enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah.
But if this one doesn't entice you to want to see what the fuck's going on with it, you should probably just move to North Korea because there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Like literally, there's
Right.
so much in this.
They give you the humor that you want.
Yeah, like
as well.
that most people didn't realize Guardians was gonna have,
Yeah.
including myself,
Mm-hmm.
until I saw the first trailer and then I realized, oh, it's actually gonna be really funny.
Yeah.
And then I realized once I saw, it, I was like, oh no, I underestimated how funny it actually is going to be because the whole thing's fun. Even the climactic end scene battle was hilarious.
Yeah, because he ends
dancing and singing to distract him.
Yeah.
You know, it's like awesome. And then he sees his mom and you get all teary faced again.
Yeah. Let's do
Joe's
that.
starting to weep up. But in this one,
No.
yeah, it's like just action scenes. You see like the weird tentacle monster they're fighting, and then like Baby Groot and Rocket talking about a death machine,
Which is fucking hilarious.
which is easily what stole the trailer because Baby Groot just fucking ruined everybody's day.
Explain it back. Okay, now explain it back to me. I am Groot.
Yes.
Okay. I am Groot. Yes. I am Groot. No!
It's the death button.
That's the death button.
That's the button that's gonna kill everybody.
But what's fantastic about that, we've coded that scene a couple times today because it's absolutely hilarious. But then they cut back to showing Star-Lord, who, you know, he's like, does anybody have duct tape? And you see that he pops his head out into this hole, and there's this massive battle going on in the background. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And as much as Baby Groot is kind of taking over the world, like
Especially
everyone, yeah,
Mm.
if you didn't love Baby Groot at the end of the last movie, like, how do you not just want to go get a tattoo of Baby Groot right now? You know what I mean?
Right on my chest. Oh wait, too late.
Which I might, honestly. Anyway,
Right on my face.
but as good as he was, and then to basically tag the trailer at the end with a fucking hilarious bit that had nothing to do with Baby Groot.
Yeah.
I was like, oh Jesus, this
Batista?
is so good.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Fucking
We get introduced to
hilarious.
Mantis, who is an emotion sensing alien. But that whole that's a scene like if you're Hollywood, that's a scene you don't put in a trailer because it has no context. It's not really selling much. But at this part, Marvel can do anything, and people are going to see Guardians because of how good the first one was.
Yeah.
And they built that faith because no one believed it was going to be good, and then obviously came out being one of Marvel's most best performing movies in the box office and in home video.
Yep.
But it's no, this teaser's literally just gonna be just hey guys, guess what we did? A bunch of fun stuff, and then that was it.
Yep.
So yeah, pretty dope.
Yep. Can't wait for that movie.
Yeah,
I'm gonna love it.
because it's in space. and you
Because
love
it's in space.
Anything else from
Nope.
anybody?
That's it.
Michael?
Nah.
Cool. Booyah. So
Are we gonna start the podcast?
Are we gonna start the podcast?
start it up right. Comes naturally. We are.
Joe.
Mike.
I am Cody. Thanks for listening, everybody. And as usual, you just came naturally.